And welcome everyone to the Riverside County Board Brief. My name is Pep Fernandez as we give you a brief look at what took place during today's Riverside County Board of Supervisors meeting. Joining us today to lead things off on the board brief, we got Mike Walsh, Deputy Director from Housing and Workforce Solutions. And Mike, we've talked to you before about this, the Oasis mobile home park and the relocation of the folks that live there. Today there was an update during the Board of Supervisors meeting. So what exactly happened, Mike?
Yeah, so today we were proud to bring forward to the board a funding allocation of $279,000 to assist with Polanco Mobile Home Park, which is a small-scale 12-unit mobile home park for farm workers, which will serve as relocation for families from the Oasis Mobile Home Park.
And I know they were going over some of the numbers in terms of how many people have been moved out already, how many are going to be moved out. So that number's big, and I know there's still work to be done, right?
Yeah, so we have 49 households have already moved out of Oasis Mobile Home Park, and by the end of the year, we expect another 21 to move into our Mountain View Estates development. This project we expect to be opening up in the early part of 2023, and which would then be additional 12 units. And we provided the board with an overall update on the larger level of efforts that we're meeting monthly with residents on what are some of the other options, offering folks first-time homebuyer assistance, and we hope to bring forward at the next board meeting, or next board meeting in early December, a resolution about how families could relocate their existing mobiles into permanent mobile home parks throughout the Eastern Coachella Valley.
Oh, very good. Yeah, so you mentioned the Eastern Coachella Valley, District 4 out with Supervisor Perez, and we're talking about the thermal area, is that close to there?
Yeah, Oasis, depending on your frame of reference,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit south and west of Mecca, so Oasis, Thermal, Mecca, North Shore. Some families expressed an interest they may have a lot in North Shore that they would want to move their mobile home park to. So we've been working with our partners at TLMA on how we can get them the resources to move their units into permanent locations.
Oh, that's very good. Well, thank you, Mike. We appreciate the time.
Thank you.
That's Michael Walsh, Deputy Director from Housing and Workforce Solutions, and more Housing and Workforce Solutions. Come on in, Tanya Torno. The good news is there was a resolution passed for grant funding to address homeless encampments. And Tanya, what can you tell us about that?
We approved state funding that was awarded to the County of Riverside and provides us with $11 million to provide housing and social services to residents that are living in the Santa Ana River bottom.
So that was specific to that area along the river, correct?
That is correct. And the grant is a partnership with the county and 5 cities, Corona, Norco, Riverside, Harupa Valley, and Eastvale.
So maybe this is looking too far into the future, but once the funding comes in, what's the first step?
The program that we developed, and I think it's important to highlight that this initiative was led by the 2nd District, or is being led by Supervisor Spiegel and her team, and brings together a multidisciplinary team of county and different city and county departments who are all working together to serve hundreds of residents that are living in the Santa Ana River bottom. Our plan is to coordinate housing and services for over 200 residents in that region.
Awesome. Thank you, Tanya. We appreciate it. That's Tanya Torno joining us here on the board brief. Thank you, Tanya.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, now let's talk about Election Day, not only here across Riverside County, but of course, the entire country. And today, Supervisor Karen Spiegel talking more about just the timeline of when you cast your vote, when it will be counted, and when we might see some of those final numbers here in Riverside County. So here is Supervisor Karen Spiegel.
We have 146 vote centers open today and operating. I think that's 147 when we have the ballot box here. Anyway, we have many voters in person, but not everybody. And the tentative schedule, so this is what I want everybody to hear. Everybody wonders, when are the numbers going to be coming in? So the polls close at 8 p.m. and approximately, these are approximate numbers, 8:15, the vote by mail and early voting results will be posted. Approximately 9 p.m., the midday ballot pickup results will be released. And then about 10 p.m., the first vote center results will be released, but they'll be as the workers come in. And with this rain, there may be a little bit of delay just because of the rain, but hopefully we'll be on time. And this will include the vote center ballots arriving in the registrar's office for tabulation prior to 9:30 p.m. So we're really trying to get as many votes counted before we post these.
All right, very good. That was Supervisor Karen Spiegel on Election Day. And finally, let's take a look at some video from earlier today as we took a look at a very cool program here in Riverside County. It's called Loving Support Breastfeeding Program. And we had several members from our team here at Riverside County addressing the board, but one of our board members, Supervisor Chuck Washington, got involved with this PSA because it hits home to him. It's about supporting mothers and anyone who takes care of infants and children who might be breastfeeding. Well, Supervisor Chuck Washington talked more about the fact that even when he was younger and they had their daughter, that his wife went off to work and he was able to still feed his young daughter, his baby, at home. So this really hits home for Supervisor Chuck Washington. Let's hear a little bit more.
Data shows that babies that were breastfed go on to enjoy better health and success in adulthood. However, this is a sensitive subject, and some mothers and families need extra support making the decision to nurse their babies. This is an important subject for me, and I want our residents to know about the resources available to them.
Loving Support, which celebrates 22 and a half years, has touched over 650,000 infants since inception, and nationally recognition as a model of excellence. Thank you to all the staff who have worked 24/7 and previous funders, First 5 and Kaiser, and our current funders, WIC and IEHP. Our success is due to our local delivery hospitals and over 2,000 health professionals sharing the good news of Loving Support.
All right, and finally here on the Riverside County Board Brief on Wednesday at 5 p.m., you can check out the County Administrative Center here in downtown Riverside. We're going to light it up green and to honor and salute our veterans. With Veterans Day coming up on Friday, it's only appropriate to salute them with Operation Greenlight. So if you're downtown in Riverside, again, 5 p.m. This is Wednesday. If you're watching the Board Brief live, Wednesday at 5 p.m., we will light the CAC up in green lights. I'm Pep Fernandez. We appreciate you watching the Riverside County Board Brief, and we will see you next time.